Good evening to all of you. Namaskar. Warm greetings to everyone who have assembled in this hall, in particularly Mr. Pederne, CEO, Nemetschek Group, Mr. Chatterjee, the Vice President of the Nemetschek Group. Let me begin saying that, first of all, welcome Nemetschek Group to India. We just saw the capability of the software, the building information management systems capability, just by the presentations by both the CEO as well as the Vice President. I myself, being a civil engineer, understand the capability of it. However, I am a geotechnical engineer. The foundations for all of these structures, what you are talking about. Nemetschek Group is definitely a global leader. And we have, as he rightly said, some of us are using those tools without knowing who has developed this. And I think Professor Nemetschek's contribution is immense here, because 60 years is a very long time in a lifespan. Your presence is going to make a difference for infrastructure industry in India, because India is now building its infrastructure. And as you all said, both of you said, India is the 5th largest economy. In a couple of years, is going to be the 3rd largest economy. I'm here to share the capability of Indian engineers, because I represent an institution called All India Council for Technical Education. Friends, let me briefly start with that so that all of you know why I'm here. All India Council for Technical Education was an advisory body in 1945 to the then British government. And it became a regulatory body to check the quality of technical education in 1987, when large number of engineering colleges mushroomed in southern part of India. When I say large number, for my German friends, it looks different, because I have to tell you the numbers. So today, we are the largest producers of engineering and management graduates in the world, with 1.5 million engineers graduate, only engineers graduate every year. And you can say very clearly, India has delivered engineering education, not just for India, for the whole world. Please show me, maybe in Nemetschek also, there may be a lot of Indian graduates working as design engineers. I'm very sure, because I have myself involved in large infrastructure project like the Afghans, the Chenab Bridge, which is the highest elevated rail bridge which we have built, which is in a very, very difficult terrain in Himalayas. Okay, for that, a person, when it has to be an international project because it's a long span bridge. So a person walked in with a design capability happened to be an Indian, but he came from USA. So that's what I'm trying to say is, today our engineers are everywhere. Every company, whether it is infrastructure or whether it is software, IT, electronics, semiconductors, you name it, we have our engineering graduates there. See, we started very late in engineering. Particularly, if you look at the history of engineering institutions in India, in 1850, the 4 institutions were started by British, very classical institutions. That is the College of Engineering, Pune, and then Gindi College of Engineering in Chennai, which is called now Anna University, part of engineering college. And the third one was the Bengal Institute of Engineering College, Bengal, that is, I think, now deemed to be like an NIT institution. And the Thompson College of Engineering, which became IIT Roorkee. Then if you come after the India's independence, we started with IITs in 1951, and today our Indian Institute of Technologies are very well known, very highly ranked institution in the world. So we have about 23 Indian Institute of Technology, talking about the teaching engineering and courses to all the students in India. So let's look at how many students are there and what is the potential growth for this in India. Today we have able to reach about 80 to 85% in school education. That means about 250 million students are in the school. You can imagine now. It's equivalent to almost maybe 3/4 of the population of the United States. These are school-going children. But by the time they come to higher education, okay, that is graduate schools, it's about 43 million students, still very large. Okay, these 43 million students is actually, our gross enrollment ratio is very, very low when compared to developed world. We are at a gross enrollment ratio of 28.3 in higher education. And majority of them, large number of engineering and management schools are in India. How many? Close to about 3,600 engineering colleges, another 3,500 diploma institutions, producing, as I told you, 1.5 million engineers every year, and about 1 million diploma engineers every year. That is, diploma is after the class 10, 3 years program, focusing on skills. Friends, India's position in the research and innovation and engineering is rising very quickly. Just wanted to give you, for the people who are in this hall, in research and papers and publications, India is now the 4th largest in the world, not only in just economy. It's all related to the research and innovation. And we are, in terms of patent filing, we are again number 4 in the world. And in the PhDs produced in the engineering, particularly in the STEM areas, including science and engineering, we are again number 4. Startups, I don't need to tell you, because many of you know about the statistics of startups. We are the 3rd largest startup capital of the world, with more than 125,000 startups in the year 23-24, with more than 125 companies are becoming unicorns. But majority of them are all in the service sector, and now we are getting into the productization sector. That's where we need to look at this. And as both the speaker talked about AI and generative AI capabilities in BIM, and I think it has touched every field. And soon, this quantum computing, along with AI and generative AI, is going to change the way we work, we live, we do things. Just to tell you about the digital public infrastructure, very similar to our digitization, what you have done in BIM, I think Indian students are going to embrace this very quickly, because India is the leader in creating digital public infrastructure. The whole world should be looking at very carefully, because particularly in the UPI transactions, almost 45% of the world's UPI transactions happens in India. You go to the nook and corner of the country, everybody understands the QR code, even though he is an illiterate, he knows how to use the mobile phone and transfer the money and receive money and send money. So confidently, this sector. It's not just that. There are so many digital public infrastructure India has created with numbers mind-boggling. Like, for example, during COVID-19, 300 crores, that is about 3,000 million vaccinations are done. But forget about the part of the giving vaccination to the people. Okay, what I'm talking about is the public digital infrastructure, where how you can download the vaccination certificate in a fraction of a second using all kinds of tools, including WhatsApp, was possible in India with such a large digital database. Whether it is our healthcare, okay, Ayushman Bharat is also such a large number, which world has never seen these numbers. Because even if you put your all population put together, it will be much, much smaller numbers. Okay, so the digital public infrastructure what India has created is mind-boggling, and it will demonstrate, including our Aadhaar, and even in the student, for example, in education sector, I would like to give you, today, as I told you, we have about 250 million students at school education, but only 4.3 crores, that is 43 million, are coming to higher education. If you look at our own plan by 2035, we would like to achieve 50% gross enrollment ratio in higher education. That means another 80 million students are going to come into this education field. That means we might require, today we have close to about 1100 universities, 1100 plus universities, 45,000 colleges offering the education, higher education. And if you get another 80 million students, that means you need to create another 1100 or look for digital solutions. So new digital universities will be born. And more than that, what I wanted to say is how we are planning to use the digitization and digital tools is, so today in our APAR ID, which is a unique ID for every student in India, which is called Automated Account Permanent Registry of every student starting from LKG, UKG to PhD will have a unique ID. How many are there on that platform? Already 300 million students have registered, and they will have what is called as academic bank of credits. That means like a bank account. So they can take any course, any skill course, any degree course, and degree certificates will be uploaded on that platform called Academic Bank of Credits. The day is not far away because both UGC, University Grants Commission of India, the AICTE has already given flexibility of 40% of the courses can be taken from any skill courses across. Why I'm talking about that is because you might have to educate this tool, because this is a very complex tools, what you are talked about. It's not going to be very simple. A lot of training has to happen. A lot of manpower training has to be done to utilize this at a scale at which we would like to use. The projects are going to be mind-boggling, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to skilling, because India has taken skilling as a major initiative. One is research and innovation, where I talked about, where research and innovation side, our IITs have transformed themselves into world-class universities. They are now in the top league of, according to any ranking you take, large number of universities are coming at the top. Except some perception issues, I think our institutions are doing very well in terms of research publications, patent filing, and innovations, and startups, and entrepreneurship. These are the yardsticks, actually, you measure an institution or a university. And the skilling is the another area where Indian government would like to really do major shockling. If you remember 2014, when the new Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship was created. And today, and actually 2019 government had both the Ministry of Education and the Skill Development and Entrepreneurship headed by the same man, so that there is an integration of skilling into higher education or education totally in the school education. Friends, today our skilling levels are reasonably improved, higher. But when I talk about skilling, it is not just the kind of skillings which we are talking about 15 years back. These are all future skills, friends. Like the one what both my predecessor speakers talked about, digital skills. Okay, these are the skills that are future skills, whether it is AI, the way AI is transformed, or generative AI is transformed, you should be shocked. It has taken a position of a poet, an artist, and a musician as well. That means it can do any other job much easily, much faster. What it has done is the speed at which it does, the fraction of minute, these things will be out where human beings would take a longer period of time to master those skills. See, the skills what I talked about, the poetic skills and the musician skills and the artistic skills, were we always been told it should come through your genes. Or to acquire that, you need to slog for 10 to 15 years with an expert sitting. But these machines are doing at a speed mind-boggling. So are we not, should be worried? I don't think so, because we are, human beings are the one which we have created these tools. We are going to be on top of that. So the critical thinking, and that's where we need to train our people. So that's where we need to focus. And that's where I think these kind of digital skills are going to be very, very complex. Please understand. And I'm a civil engineer myself, I will tell you, this is not going to be easy to train these people on this. And an ordinary student cannot do this. So your presence in India is going to make a lot of difference in this sector as well, though, so that our engineers can be the global engineers for the whole world, not just for India. You might have seen many large companies, corporations have established their offices. I don't want to take any name because all of you know it. Some of them have hired 200,000 people in one city, in engineers only. Only engineers. I'm not talking about lower level. They are operating for the whole world. Even companies like Maxon, Shell, nothing to do with oil business in city of Bangalore, which is right in the hard stratum where there is no question of oil, but they are operating with large number of people in the city of Bangalore. So what it really says is there is a lot of talent, ladies and gentlemen. These talents, these people have fire in the belly and would like to really contribute to the world, and they have demonstrated that already. How many engineers are there India has produced? If you look at the numbers, close to about 35 million engineers have been produced since 1990. That is why you see everywhere and every top company of the world, CTO, CEO of Google, Microsoft, are all the graduates of Indian universities. Friends, what I would like to say is core engineering, particularly what we are talking about, one portion of that. Civil, structural, electrical, mechanical engineering. This is where the foundation upon which the modern infrastructure is going to be built. These fields are not only critical for the physical construction of buildings and facilities, but also the innovative solutions that enhances functionality, sustainability, as both speakers talked about, and safety. Safety is another very, very important issue because we are in a hurry to build things. We would like to build in a hurry, then a lot of mistakes do happen. So that's where these kind of tools will provide you an opportunity to correct yourself as we go along. As we move forward, the synergy between traditional engineering principles and cutting-edge technologies, particularly the AI and data sciences, and advancement in the construction machinery, because there will be robots doing all the work. Most of the bar bending and filling up concrete, everything could be replaced by robots controlled with AI, which will be crucial to address the challenges of urbanization, climate change, and resource management. I'm very confident that, again, I would like to warmly welcome them to India because it will bring a different perspective to the problem of building information management systems. So I'm confident that such an expertise and pioneering solutions, involving that kind of information system, will play a very significant role in the transformative journey of India as a global leader. Friends, Vikasit Bharat, that is the developed India, is no more a dream. You might see the kind of construction activity which is going on right now in India, whether it is roads, highways, ports, infrastructure, hospitals, and the institutions, universities itself, campuses are growing very fast. In 25 years to come, India is going to be the leader. I am very optimistic that India is going to reach number 3 top economy of the world in a couple of years, but rising from there to number 2 and number 1, gap is very high. The China and America, we need to all work together. But the days are not very far away. Why I'm saying is, I'm watching the global democratic product of 16th century, India was a leading. 17th century belongs to the Dutch when they started sailing. 18th century to the British when they cornered the entire, almost 100 countries they were ruling. 19th century belonged to Americans after World War II. Briefly in 20th century, the Chinese. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, 21st century after COVID-19, it is India's time. Thank you very much. Namaskar.